Yeah, she definitely could have killed him. My name's B. This is my romance corner. I wanted to talk to you about a few Mafia romances that I thought were pretty good. First up on the list is Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. This one was so much fun. It was hilarious. I would definitely consider it soft mafia. It definitely wasn't as intense as some other ones that I've read. It was a good starter one, in my opinion. I gave it a 4-star rating. I definitely think that I could have rated higher had I enjoyed the hero a little more. I could take him or leave him, really. But who stole the show was definitely our heroine. She was such a fun time to read. So the book starts off where our heroine has gathered her brothers. They are Italian mafia, and our hero's family is Irish mafia. And they go to crash the party of the Irish mafia family. And they were just gonna go pop around for a little bit. But our heroine is a heroine that not only is so headstrong, but she is definitely a heroine that causes trouble. And she does a lot of that in the book, which is it's intense, but it's like so funny at the same time. So she ends up accidentally starting a small house fire. So she almost gets caught at this house party, and so she goes and hides in the study, and her back is like against this fireplace, and she's hiding because our hero is at the desk, and she doesn't want to get caught, but her back is like burning, so she wants to get out of there. So she thinks if she just maybe singes the tapestry a little bit, it might cause like a diversion, she could leave. But girl, that fire just it 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 was hilarious, and she didn't expect for it to be as intense as it was, but it got pretty intense pretty quickly. And while she was in there, she had pocketed like a pocket watch that looked pretty old, like an antique, and she didn't think much of it. But when he had come in, she didn't think about it. She just sat there, and then when the fire started, she just ran out of there. Hero ends up catching up to our heroine and our heroine's brother, and it goes bad pretty quickly. Our heroine's brother ends up getting his leg broken, and our heroine ends up chucking that antique watch right off into the river. And our hero goes in there. They take off, and they think maybe that's the end of it. There might be a little bit of retaliation, but then the fathers end up meeting. They come to an agreement that the hero and the heroine have to marry now, and no one's happy. The brothers aren't happy, both families aren't happy, the heroine and the hero definitely aren't happy. But the person who acts out the most because of it is probably the heroine, and I have to tell you, that was probably the funnest time I had in that book, was just watching her just completely, just the savagery of her was hilarious. Anyone who picks up this book is really going to enjoy it for that reason. The next one on our list is Carnal Urges by J.T. Geisinger. Now, this one was a little bit darker, not quite as soft. There's definitely there's darker themes in this one. Our heroine unintentionally started a mafia war, and our hero is someone who has kidnapped her, and he wants her to be compliant, quiet, and she absolutely can do neither of those. At least in the beginning of the book, she can't. And it's so funny. I laughed out loud so many times in this book because of the banter alone. I couldn't stop giggling. If you're going to read it for anything, absolutely read it for the banter. I gave this one a 4-star as well. I thought it was really good, but I think that it could have been a little better. I enjoyed them more before they got together, while the angst was building and tension was rising. Didn't know what was going to happen, didn't know how they were feeling about each other, and it sort of like fizzled out a little bit for me after they were getting along so well. I think I just got used to how fun the banter was in the beginning, so I definitely think that you should read it for that. Also, he tells a hilarious bedtime story that I think that everyone will enjoy if they read it. It is Mafia. It is a book that definitely made me laugh. It is a heroine that causes trouble like no other, and age gap. I think you'll enjoy this one. I think you should give it a shot if you really enjoy really good banter, as well as a bunch of side characters that really should be about their business, stonewalling her, not paying attention to her, but she melts every single person that our hero puts in front of her. So our last book on the list is Crow by A. Zavarelli, and this one was, I gotta tell you, it's safe to say that this one was my favorite one out of the bunch that I read. It was, however, more dark, definitely darker than the other two books. I gave it a 4.5 star rating. With good reason. I thought that it kept the tension throughout the book. I really enjoyed the connection, the chemistry that the hero and the heroine had, and I enjoyed the fact that there was this angst and this like guilt and shame that the heroine had, because the book starts off where our girl is just tired of the police not helping her to find her missing best friend. Our heroine grew up basically on the streets, foster care system, after her father was murdered when she was 13 years old by the Mafia. And so her friend Talia was really all she had. And Talia got mixed up with the wrong people. She was working at a club owned by the Mafia, and that's where she was last seen or heard from. So our heroine goes to this club. She goes to audition to become a dancer, and our hero wants none of it. He is immediately suspicious of her. He is a great hero because, more than the other heroes that I've mentioned on this list, this hero, you felt like he was dangerous. You felt like he had responsibility. You felt like she wasn't safe, even though he was definitely drawn to her, which was really fun to read because the whole time she knows that she's double crossing him. She knows that, this might end terribly for her if she gets caught, because she has not told him. She goes so long without coming clean to him, and she knows that he could kill her if she definitely sticks her nose in things that she's not supposed to. Definitely felt like this one was dark mafia, strong heroine, definitely, ruthless hero. I think it's worth anyone's time picking up, truly. I had such a good time that I can't wait to read the rest of the series. And those are my recommendations for Mafia Romance. If you agree with any of the books that I've mentioned on this list, let me know. If there's anything that you believe falls in line with the books that I mentioned today, but I didn't mention them, I would absolutely love to hear about it. If you leave me a comment down below with the name of the book, I will give it a heart if I haven't read it before, and you better believe I'm going to be reading it now. My name's Bea. This is my Romance Corner. You're welcome back anytime. I'll see you next time. Bye.